Hello again! In my first video, I discussed how prices are determined in markets through demand and supply. I then argued that market interactions tend to lead to prices for which the quantity demanded more or less equals the quantity supplied. In this video, we will explore taxes. What are the effects of a tax? You may have heard the expression, if you tax something, you get less of it, and that is exactly the case. Suppose the price without taxes is $5, but then a tax of $2 is added. Suppose buyers pay this cost. In that case, they will face a higher price. According to the law of demand, they will reduce the amount they want to buy. But if buyers reduce their demand, there will be an excess, and so sellers will not be able to sell all their goods. As a result, sellers will lower their prices. In addition, following the law of supply, a lower price discourages sellers from producing the good, and so the total quantity supplied will decrease. So, a tax is paid for by both buyers and sellers. In this case, buyers end up paying $1 more, and sellers receive $1 less. However, the burdens of a tax are generally not equally divided like this. The key result is that, in general, taxes eliminate transactions. The higher the tax, the more transactions are eliminated. These eliminated transactions are a cost above and beyond the direct cost of the tax revenues that we observe. Put differently, it costs more than $1 to raise $1 of tax revenues. Suppose the government imposes a tax on broccoli, which today costs about $2 a pound. The tax could be 5 cents, $1, or more. The higher the tax, the less broccoli people will want to buy. At some point, everyone will consider broccoli too expensive, and all transactions will be eliminated. The tax effectively bans broccoli. But we are better off with the option to buy broccoli. It is healthy and many people enjoy eating it. So a high tax on broccoli clearly imposes a cost. A lower tax imposes a lower cost, as it eliminates fewer transactions. Just because taxes are costly doesn't mean the government shouldn't raise any tax revenues. The government needs resources, for instance for defense and law enforcement. But, just as with any choice, there are benefits and costs. Are there situations where no transactions are eliminated, and so taxes do not impose extra costs? Suppose sellers don't care about the price. In other words, they produce some amount regardless of the price they can sell it for. Because sellers don't care about the price, they don't care about a tax, and will therefore bear the full burden. With sellers bearing the full burden, buyers bear no burden, and so the price to buyers remains unchanged. Vice versa, if buyers don't care about the price, but sellers do, then buyers bear the full burden of the tax. Not surprisingly, there aren't many real-world examples where either buyers or sellers don't care about the price. But one good example is land. The quantity of land is essentially fixed, and so taxing it will not affect the quantity supplied. More generally, if buyers are price-sensitive but sellers are not, then sellers bear a greater burden. If sellers are price-sensitive but buyers are not, then buyers bear a greater burden. If both buyers and sellers are very price-sensitive, each will bear a small burden. However, in that case, a tax will lead to a significant drop in the quantity and raise very little revenue. For example, suppose there is a tax on goods sold between 1 and 1:15 p.m. For most goods, people will find it easy to transact at a different time. In other words, buyers and sellers are both very price-sensitive, so the number of transactions will drop sharply. In sum, if you tax something, you get less of it. The cost of raising $1 of taxes is usually more than $1. I hope you enjoyed this video.